Next, Group 3 of the English Class 3 in Section 0900 we present the topic How the Economy Has Been in Honduras in 2021 after the COVID pandemic.
Hello, my name is Yaritza Castellanos. Today I will give you introduction to the effects of the COVID in the country. The COVID pandemic is one of the most serious challenges humanity has faced in the recent time. What is total cost in human life maybe is still unknown. This has created a profound health crisis. The world is witnessing an economy collapse that will severely impact the well-being of large segment of the population the coming years. So some of the measures being taken to counter the pandemic will affect our life in the future in no trivial ways. So the ways responded my brain with that and circumstances to income, working condition, access to public service, and many other aspects that make some individuals and household particularly vulnerable to the economy paralysis like this one. We face a crisis that demands unconventional responses. We are concerned about the effect, the impact of the crisis on disease, of the economies and their ability to recover well after the shock.
Hi, my name is Daniela Alejandra Cepeda. I will tell economic impact on the basic basket. The economic effect of Honduras pandemic plus the renewed led by natural phenomena. Negative impact on the finances of millions of Honduras house. Market closure and London measure brought price shot to at least 16 major commodities. With the closing of the markets, we practically enriched and speculative and hoarding ripple. The increase in the product price had an impact of the 15%. Unfortunately, there are feed prices that had decreased with the beginning of 2021 basic food basket that previously cost 9,000 is not being offered at almost 10,000 lempirs for Christmas season in increases 300 more lempirs. According to studies by the National Autonomous University of Honduras. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mike, and I will be discussing and addressing some topic important that discuss this mainly issue that we are having as a population of Honduras since the arrival of this COVID-19. So to carry out this conversation between the person who is watching me, I will be starting saying this following opinion that I just wrote down in just one page. The Honduras economy has been going through a worst economic recession since March 2020 due to the closure of many businesses because of the increased COVID-19 infection and the flooding caused by Tropical Storm Eta and Yod, which brought economic activity to a standstill, causing the loss of more than 600,000 jobs and affected vulnerable communities, aggravating humanitarian needs and food insecurity. In view of this situation, after the thorough review of the Standby Credit Facility Agreement, the technical mission of the International Monetary Fund and the Honduran authorities reached an agreement that proposes an increase in the fund's support to USD 769 million to achieve a moderate recovery by 2021. The representative of this International Monetary Fund in Honduras, Dave Cook, which is his name, that states that this recommendation is aimed at supporting the reconstruction for plan after the destructive passage caused by Tropical Storm Eren Iota, as I mentioned before, which mainly affected the agriculture sector, which is recognized for the quality of several of these products, and micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises, which are one of the pillars of Honduras' economy that have been strongly impacted by the sanitary measures implemented by the government to contract COVID-19. That'll be all for this passage of my own.
Hi, my name is Scarlett Ramirez. Today we will talk about education in kind of pandemic. Education in Honduras has been furious with multiple factors: economic, social, and ideological, and they have made a mockery of rule of life. They must be respected. Currently, with the COVID-19 crisis, the panorama has changed in a more drastic way. 18% of students in the public school have had to withdraw from class course, either due to the technology that is needed in these instances or the decrease of an economy, health, and personal well-being. Thanks.
2020 was an unconventional year, largely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. The health crisis caused a series of measures that limit the mobilization of human resources and material worldwide, which in turn generate of the recession that affect economies and the market of work. Millions of workers have experienced changes that transform deeply their life, their well-being, and their productivity. I finally analyzed 6% that glimpses the situation of the labor market in Honduras. The data corresponds to the period of 2012 and 2020. At the global level, the current health crisis has generated adverse situation in the economy, and especially in the world of work. This situation ranged from the reduction of income in the workers to high rate of unemployment and informality. A final analysis presents the climate situation of the labor market in Honduras. Her data corresponded to the period of 2012 and 2020. At a level global, the current health crisis has generated adverse situation in the economy, and especially in the world of work. This situation ran from the reduction of coming in the worker to high rates of unemployment and informality.
Good evening. My name is Olvin, and we talk a little about the migration, consequences, and others in Honduras during the COVID-19. Continue. According to the International Committee of the Red Cross, ICRC, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, people in Honduras have begun to emigrate to the United States with great fluidity. Despite this pandemic, the people who have the greatest vulnerability are those who are most they were active, and the percentage of the people who immigrate to the United States were much more than the normal. Continue, according to the studies after to the COVID-19, pandemic, hurricanes Eta and Ota, people with lowest recurse and those with the greatest vulnerability are those who were most affected and those who made the decision to emigrate to the North America side. Letting you know that Honduras goes winning the ranking of the Latin America countries with the highest immigration. Continue with two partners. Thank you for attention.
Good morning, my name is Ingrid Mejia, and then I will conclude the topic on economic situation of Honduras in 2021 after the impact of COVID. The pandemic has devastated Latin America, and according to authorities, it has only worsened due to a large wave of corruption. Despite the fact that Honduras became critically ill in early 2021, efforts to contain the crisis have been hampered by many corruption scandals. Dozens of civil servants and local businessmen are accused of exploiting the crisis for their personal enrichment by peddling influence in hospitals and government to sell basic supplies, including masks, disinfectant, and ventilators at a premium. Some of the equipment was so faulty that it was rendered useless and may have further contributed to the spread of disease and death. Investigations into fraud have reached the highest level of governments. The coronavirus is testing nations that had been fighting corruption long before facing a global health emergency. Honduras and its fragile economy are victims of a whole criminal structure that severely hits its citizens. We hope that 2022 will bring that wind of change.